You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Tonight on WVUA News at 6 months after a tornado ripped through the heart of Tuscaloosa, we have security camera video from DCH showing just how close the twister came to the hospital. Plus,
I'm Daniel Sparkman. Ahead at 6, the story of one family who rode out the tornado as their house was destroyed around them. I'll have that story coming up.
And is Tuscaloosa far enough along in the recovery process? We'll find out what the mayor has to say. But first, we remember a somber day in the history of Tuscaloosa, April 27th. Thank you for joining us for a special edition of WVUA News at 6. At 5:13 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, April 27th, an EF4 tornado ripped through the heart of the city.
It killed dozens of people, also destroyed hundreds of homes and businesses. 52 people have now died from injuries related to the storm. On that day, we were watching the storm with you as the tornado roared into the city. We have a look at what happened as we were on the air.
Life-threatening situation. Get underground if you can. Get in the lowest floor of your home. We have a very large tornado coming right into the center part of Tuscaloosa. This includes our television station. This includes the University of Alabama campus. This is a very large tornado coming directly our way. And if you want to get everybody out of the hallway and into our studio, if that is a possibility, because this is definitely a life-threatening situation.
Moments later, as you see there, we were knocked off the air, just showing color. Our electric power went out. So that's exactly what we experienced here on WVUA News. Of course, a day that will go down as one of the deadliest in Alabama's history.
And joining us now is Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott to tell us more about those storms.
Yeah, what a day, Philip and Lynn. We're talking about a major severe weather outbreak we dealt with back on April 27th. A day I'll never forget now. The tornado that came through the city of Tuscaloosa, an EF4, wind sustained at 195 miles per hour, so an incredible tornado. In fact, we're looking at some video from inside Reese Pfeiffer Hall on University of Alabama campus, and it looked like the tornado was going to hit us directly. Fortunately, it missed us by about a mile. In fact, the tornado moved through Rosedale Court area, also moved through the 15th Street, McFarland Boulevard area as well, and took my house along the path of the tornado as well. But just a tragic day I'll never forget, and I really hope and pray we never, ever see anything like this again.
All right, couldn't agree more. Thanks a lot, Richard. And moments after the skies cleared, WVUA crews hit the streets to see what had happened.
And of course, our crews were the first out on the scene. One of the areas where we arrived, the Rosedale Court area off 10th Avenue in Tuscaloosa. The scene that we saw so many different places in Tuscaloosa, people wandering into the streets, just wondering exactly what to do next. A lot of people just simply shocked at the magnitude of this storm. In this area, in the Rosedale Court community, we had Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox on live with us earlier. One of the most devastating aspects of that particular area were the loss of lives of many children.
And the tornado moved across the city from Rosedale through historic neighborhoods, Forest Lake, and crossed over 15th Street, roaring through the Cedar Crest neighborhood and damaged homes and businesses along McFarland Boulevard.
Also, the community of Alberta, devastated by the tornado, lots of homes and businesses. It tore through a path right along University Boulevard. Some say the Alberta community and Holt were among the hardest hit. Of course, you can see that used to be the Crescent Ridge Trailer Park there off Crescent Ridge Road. Just devastating to the Alberta and Holt community.
And several schools in Tuscaloosa were damaged by the tornado. Alberta Elementary, University Place Elementary and Middle School, and Holt Elementary were all damaged by the tornado. President Barack Obama came to Tuscaloosa Friday after the storm and toured Tuscaloosa, including some of the schools.
Tonight we are getting a new look inside the place many people ended up on the night of April 27th, DCH Regional Medical Center in Tuscaloosa. Security camera video we've obtained from DCH reveals just how close this storm came to the hospital before it took a sharp turn. Amazing images. This video from the south side of the hospital showing the tornado debris churning outside the hospital. You can see the trash can tearing through. The view from the north side of the hospital shows wind and storm conditions. Also shows how the hospital was left mostly intact. Now, hospital staff say about 30 minutes after the storm hit Tuscaloosa, their doors were flooded with people affected by the storm. Emergency room employees estimate they treated more than 1,000 people that night. And what happened inside DCH on the night of April 27th is just one of the many stories you will see in a WVUA special presentation next month. It's called Faces of the Storm. We will have more information about this very personal look at the events of April 27th, and you'll see it only right here on WVUA TV.
Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox has led the city through the recovery process. We now want to share with you part of the mayor's news conference from April 28th, where he describes what he had seen, and then from today regarding his thoughts on the progress so far.
On behalf of the 93,000 citizens of the city of Tuscaloosa, I am honored to sit here before you and report that the resiliency and the determination of our citizens is inspiring. In the coming months, it's really going to be working with residential and commercial developers and bringing back our housing, or bringing back our malls, our shops, and things of that nature to restore a sense of normalcy.
Also today, we spoke with Alabama Governor Robert Bentley about the progress Tuscaloosa has made so far.
Because we're probably 6 months ahead of any natural disaster that's ever hit the country. And I'm just very proud of the people, the volunteers, everyone has worked together. And one of the reasons we had so few temporary houses in this state is because we cleaned up the debris very quickly and people were able to start rebuilding.
On that tragic day, families in West Alabama huddled together to ride out the storm, and now they're starting to rebuild.
WVUA's Daniel Sparkman has more.
I was in the kitchen cleaning gate around my house, and the whole gate flew. My son, I have another son who's 18, and he, come on, we have to go.
Stephanie says it was her family's quick action that saved their lives.
By the time we got to the hallway, you just heard windows bursting, and like paper was ripping in your ear, and the next thing you know, the roof was off the house and debris was flying everywhere, and we were all there huddled up. Cornell and my son and his girlfriend, we were all huddled there, and I was thinking, oh my, okay, this is almost inevitable, but gonna die like this? Like, is this the end?
It wasn't the end for Nixon and her family or anyone in her neighborhood. She says everyone is blessed to be alive, but recovering from the storm has been a challenge.
I kept praying, saying, what am I supposed to do? You know, I don't want to go back to an apartment. I was a homeowner. I felt robbed in a way.
6 months ago today, 10% of the city of Tuscaloosa was left in ruin with debris lining the streets. But in the months since then, many residents have begun to rebuild, including adding brand new safe rooms, just like this one here at the Nixon home. And the Nixons say having a safe room like this one gives them a lot of peace of mind.
I get up every day and go to work like I'm going to work, except I'm just helping other people instead. So I think it's a good reward in the end.
In Tuscaloosa, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
And city officials say a plan will soon be in place to help clean up the remaining storm debris.
And we want to pause now to remember the lives of all the 52 victims who've died from injuries related to the tornado.